Hi guys, Daniel from Living Colour here. Today I brought my friend Lincoln along to discuss the importance of meditation and how it's changed his life for the better. Thank you for coming along today, mate.
No worries.
Awesome. Now, first question I want to ask. Now, meditation is something that's obviously very important to you. It plays a significant role in your life. What were you like before meditation? I mean, I've heard a lot of hype about meditation. I'm not someone that meditates myself, um, but it's something I'd like to learn. And I just want to know, out of curiosity, does it actually change your life? Does it actually work? Do you get results from it?
Yeah, you can. You do have to be consistent in practice, right? Like anything, however much you put into it, that's what you get out. So it's not like a magical thing you do once and then you're completely different. But for me, I guess the reason why I'm really confident talking about it, why I want to share it with people, is because in my kind of early mid 20s, I went through a really hard time with anxiety and stuff like that. Right? And there's no real way I can overemphasize how bad that time was. It was a really bad time. But over the years of just kind of like groping with different things to try to help myself, I came across more meditative kind of things. So I started learning about awareness, meditation, mindfulness, self-enquiry. My learning tended in that direction, and as it did, and I started just trying to apply what I learned, I found myself becoming more calm, more centered, and I kind of understood that most of the problems I had just resulted from being absorbed in thinking all the time, right? Just being absorbed in compulsive thinking, compulsive problem making, and it was destroying just the natural kind of peace and well-being, just of being in the present moment. So all I really wanted from that was relief from all the anxiety, all the kind of loss of control I was going through. But I ended up being kind of better off than I had been even before I had all those problems. Like, you know, in my daily life before that period,
Mm.
I wasn't as confident, wasn't as sure of myself, wasn't as calm, didn't have, I guess, as deep an understanding of things. Everyone's understanding is different, but I found a way of understanding things that really make sense to me.
Mm.
That kind of just allows me just to be in the moment,
Mm.
no problems. So I ended up, being not just getting over those specific problems, but kind of being better off on the whole as well.
So you're saying, it improved obviously the way you feel in terms of emotions,
Yeah,
eliminating things like anxiety and stress. But did meditation, create action-based results in your life on top of this?
yeah, it did.
And
It
can you give
did.
me an example of that?
Yeah. To me, the most important thing is always just how I feel in the moment.
Mm.
That is most important because to me, that's what life consists of.
Mm.
It kind of consists of the here and now
Mm.
and how happy, how well I
Mm.
feel
Mm.
in this moment,
Mm.
right? So while achievements and action-based results and stuff, they're good too, they're important. I think that's what's most important to me, how I feel from moment to moment.
Mm.
But that being said, I benefited a lot from things like understanding how to overcome fear
Mm.
and how to be more confident.
Mm.
So, for example, like what we're doing here today, just like
Mm.
interviewing, talking,
Mm.
meeting up, being on camera, stuff like that.
Mm.
Some years ago, I wouldn't be just here kind of confidently, comfortably
Mm.
talking to you like this.
Mm.
I'd be someone who would look kind of like a social outcast that
Yeah.
you want to stay away from. Like,
Yeah.
oh, what's with that guy?
Yeah.
But just through sorting my mind out, becoming more calm, becoming more present, now we can have this kind of interchange. We can add
Mm.
value to other people's lives. We
Mm.
can, pass on what I've learned, stuff like that.
Mm.
I never would have really been able to do that before.
Mm.
So beforehand, I was someone who needed to be helped.
Mm.
Now I feel, don't claim to be perfect,
Mm.
but I feel like from what I've gone through, now I can start to try to help other people. You know?
Excellent.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So, what are the techniques that you're using right at this moment, like in this point in your life? How often do you meditate? What sort of meditation technique are you using, and how long do you do it for?
Okay. Well, for me, the most important, I guess, technique or practice, different ways you could describe it, different words you can call it. You could call it self-enquiry, self-abidance, could just call it awareness,
Mm.
if you want. But it's basically the practice of um, just being extremely centered in the now,
Mm.
just being extremely centered in the moment. That's probably the easiest way
Mm.
to describe it. And that's a constant practice. It's something that's taking place all the time.
Mm.
So it's not something I sit down and do and
Mm.
then get up and stop doing.
Mm.
It's like a state that I want to be in all the time. I
Mm.
want to be in this calm, present state all
Mm.
the time. I have this kind of like tacit understanding all the time. But as well as that, at the moment, I just sit to meditate every morning for not that long, 20, 30 minutes.
Okay.
And then every evening I do a shorter one, maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Mm.
Just sitting doing the exact same thing.
Mm.
So no separate thing I have to do.
Mm.
Just do the same thing in a sitting position.
Mm.
And another thing I really like, which is very helpful for anxiety, if people have anxiety specifically, it's very powerful, that is just deep breathing, abdominal breathing. So I do, yes, usually just do that in like a lying down position, do 20, 30 rounds of just like this deep abdominal breathing. That's really helpful as well.
Okay, awesome. So, someone like myself who's been interested in getting into meditation for some time, but I don't apply it at all in my life,
Mm-hmm.
some of these advanced techniques would be a bit intimidating for someone like me to get started, you know?
Okay.
So, is there something you could recommend for me just to keep something simple and just get me started and get me on, on the path of meditation?
Yeah. Well, it depends a bit on the individual where exactly you're at.
Mm.
But if you were just wanting to develop yourself, you're curious about meditation, you've never tried it before, and some of the things sounded a bit too abstract, you just wanted something simple, something concrete. What you can start with is just, you do need to do it regularly, like every day, have like a set time to do it. But just find a comfortable posture you can sit in. Doesn't have to be a fancy posture, just like we're sitting now is fine. You just close your eyes and just observe your natural breathing. You don't need to change your breathing or try to breathe deep. You just observe your natural breathing. And thoughts will come, just let them be there, don't follow them, right? But just allow them to be there. Just stay with your natural breath. You can just set a timer to do that for 5 minutes. And I predict that if you do that regularly, you'll start to notice a change in yourself.
Excellent. Well, that sounds something realistic, something simple that I could probably get started as soon as possible. So
Exactly.
I appreciate that. Well, it's been very useful information, and thanks very much for coming on the show today.
No worries, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to like the Facebook page for any upcoming workshops and interviews and social events. Thank you.